One of the many misconceptions of healing is that you actually already come knowing everything that you need to be healed from. Hey, pretty girls. My name is Tracy Maria. If this is your first time here, sorry, y'all. I'm outside filming today. But if this is your first time here, I'd love to have you. Sometimes we do little sit down talks like this, and sometimes we just give the girls the vibes. Anyway, I want to talk about like the different aspects of healing that I actually encountered and things that I've also had to see from other people. And one of the biggest misconceptions is that your healing journey starts when you actually think you know who and what you gotta heal from. But that's really not the case, because when I first started healing, I never even knew like I was acting out of a victim mentality. I never knew that I was being manipulative sometimes to get my way. I never knew that I was dipping and dabbling into all these different emotions or whatever, just to get people to kind of see my point of view in these relationships, whether they were romantic or platonic. One of the things that really stood out to me when I decided that I was like, I'm tired of this life that I'm living, one of the things that stood out to me was that my brain kind of was telling me that I wasn't really ready. Like, oh, you tried that before and that didn't work. Like, and your brain is literally trying to keep you safe. Your brain doesn't want you to keep going through the thing that hurts you. So you have to be more, you got to kind of push past that. I'll give you an example. When I wanted to buy a car, I had some really bad habits of like eating out, of getting my lunch every day on my work, at work or whatever. And I was like, all right, in order to get this car, I'm not going to be able to do some things or whatever. And I had stopped eating out. I had stopped doing a lot of things that I was doing that was chewing up my money. And then I was able to get the car within 2 weeks. It was my dream car. And I couldn't believe it. I just was like, oh my God. And I had been talking about this car for about 6-7 months, but I was just talking about it. When I actually when I actually knew I was gonna go and do all the things, I had to actually not just talk about it. I had to actually put like a forth in changing what was going on around me to set myself up for what was coming in that was new. So I say all of that to say, like, you really, when you are going through healing and things like that, you really have to kind of be weary about what you're talking about. And you have to know that everybody doesn't really care about your healing. Some people, you don't benefit them. The healed version of you doesn't benefit them. So they are not going to even want you to heal. So you don't, I think if we being honest, it don't have nothing to do with religion. I just want more women to understand spirituality. I want more women to understand that spiritual warfare is a real thing. Just because you don't think it's witches and warlocks out here, it doesn't stop them from doing witchcraft on you. Just because you don't believe in it, it doesn't stop it. It's going to keep happening, and it's happening and happening and happening. And if you are somebody who post on social media, you post your kids, you post certain little clips of your life or whatever you do, right? Because we all got social media accounts. Expect some type of warfare to come from that, because somebody on the other end, yes, they love you. They tap the button. They tap the heart or whatever. But there is somebody else on the other end of that phone and they don't like you so much. There's somebody on the other end of the phone. And I'm not saying that you even need to care about that, because like you don't. You don't need to care about that part at all. But you do need to understand how to be guarded up against things. Like if you live in a state that's prone to hurricanes, is you not going to get insurance on your house? You going to. So you should have spiritual insurance as well. And I think healing is such a spiritual journey I wouldn't take, I can't take the spiritual part of it, because when you start elevating each season, I'm sorry, I'm walking. So yeah, but each season that you elevate, you start to, you'll see like you'll see your ex in another man. It's same spirit, different people. Or you'll have like people that you used to mess with when you going through different timelines and you start healing, because you jump timelines when you're healing. I know that I'm probably speaking over some people's heads, and some people probably don't believe in spirituality, but that's fine. But you jump timelines. So what'll happen is your past will always come to find you where you have, what have you doing? What have you done with this time? And you always want to be better than what you was when a man or a woman or a family member, whoever, you want to be better when that person left you. And it's not about the car, a house, or even a job. It's or how much money you actually have, because money is just energy, right? It's an energy. You can't, that's, all that chasing the bag bull crap, that is for men. If you a man, yeah, you better chase the dollar. But I even feel like for men, it should be something that they are attracted. They have to attract money, but they can't, men cannot fully be in their attraction of money without women. Because women are the ones who kind of have that abundance flow with already within them, like it's innate in us. So this is why when you see like a really rich guy, he usually has a wife who's been there. She's influential just by standing. You probably never hear her talk like Jackie O and John Kennedy's wife. I never heard the lady even say anything. She didn't have to, but people still refer to her. They still refer to her style. They still refer to how beautiful and poised she was. Men need that in order to attract money. I don't know there's rich men that don't have women in their lives, but even if it is like their mother, their aunt, those women are kind of how they pull from those energies in order to get what they need. Now, you can think what you want, you can do what you want, but that is my rendition of it. I believe that a lot of the things that we are told about religion and women versus man, it's no women versus men. I feel like women need men and men need women. We feed off of each other in different ways. We have different attributes about us. And that's why I think the common denominator now with the conversations are trying to be like, oh, she's super duper masculine. Well, she's super duper hyper masculine because she didn't have a choice. She that's all she could do to survive. And if you notice, it's more so in brown and black communities than it is in any other community that this is happening. It's not something that is happening in other communities. Other women don't even compete with their men the same way that we do, or make it seem like we do, because I don't feel like I compete with anybody. I'm just, being myself and doing me. But I feel like when a system is truly set on making one, ostracized and making the other have to do other things, and like the system that we live in is beat down to the ground with trying to throw men in jail, and then it leads to a whole nother sector of women having to raise families by themselves. And now you have feminine men and you got really masculine women, because women don't feel protected in the black community. Essentially, that's really what I get from it. Like you can't really say that you can see it in other communities, because white women don't talk about how they're not protected, because whether we like it or not, a white woman can get married to a white man. They're going to have a home. She's going to not really she might get yelled at, or I'm not saying that she don't go through abuse, but I'm saying usually she's still taken care of. So when it's black women, I feel like black women are fighting for things that like that other women just get normally. You know, like you had a baby with me, take care of the baby. Why do I got to take you to court for you to take care of this child? And then it's the other side to that. It's like, why did she have the baby? You know what I mean? So, there's just so many different things, y'all. But what I wanted to keep concentrating on is healing because it's important. And the more that you realize like healing is going to be your superpower, you really come out of agreement with victim mentality. You come out of agreement with you come out of agreement with victim mentality. You come out of agreement with being manipulative to kind of get your way or get somebody who act like they don't even want to be around you, love you, anything like that. You get out of all of that. You don't even care because you be like, oh, I don't got time. That's why when a lot of people start losing weight and stuff like that, they start out with a bunch of friends, a bunch of family, a bunch of support. But then as you see them slowly progressing into the person that they want to be, people fall off. And it's a reason for that. It's a real reason for that. It's actually a psychological thing behind a lot of things with healing and learning about your self-worth and self-acceptance. It's really deep psychologically. Like recently, I've been seeing a lot of women come online talking about other women wear makeup. Why does that trigger some of y'all so bad? Why do you care what somebody else paint their face with? That don't bother me. Like stuff like that never bothered me. If you say that you are flattered or you're intrigued, then say that. But don't sit up here and try to insult women who could do a little 1-2 with a makeup brush. Like that is ridiculous. It's the same thing with the women who get their bodies done. Oh, she got her body done. She must not care about herself or love herself. That's not always what that means. Some women wanted to feel better for themselves. Them having a smaller waist, no fupa or muffin top stomach makes them feel better about themselves. Some women, they gotta have on makeup when they go to the gym. That's how she can get to the gym. She can't get to the gym no other way. She can't go. She's not motivated if she's not getting up, putting on a set that match, and what's that called? Putting on a set that match and putting on her face. That's how she get herself together. So you gotta stop being like that with people. Y'all be worried about the wrong stuff. You be too invested in somebody else when you could take that time, that energy, and invest it somewhere else. It makes no sense to me. But that is one of the biggest things that you'll notice when you really are down to heal, when you really say, okay, I'm gonna start healing, baby, you ain't even got time to look at the next person. You're not looking at people. You don't care what they got going on. You don't care who they are. You don't care to even know them half the time because you be so like healing is such a like you being conceited at first because all you really can worry about is you. If your speech is something you don't like, you're gonna work on it. It takes time to work on things. It takes time to develop things. If you don't like the way you dress, you want to start making sure that you dress for your body type. You know, you want to get your signature scents together. But that takes time. And sometimes you cannot have the same group of friends because they don't understand. I remember when I first started my journey, I had a girlfriend. She was big. And I was her sidekick girlfriend. And now some of you might know about this because the sidekick girlfriend is the girlfriend that they call last. She wasn't really originally invited, but she gets invited because she might be the life of the party. But she not really invited because they like her. She invited because somebody else fell through. And they now need your money to go on the trip or to go out to drink or whatever it may be. Or they don't want to go by themselves. Right? So I was like her sidekick friend. I didn't know that at the time. But she was telling me that her cousin had told her to just get a bunch of black leggings and white t-shirts. And I was like, yeah, no, I gotta get dressed. That's not getting dressed to me. Like I grew up in a household where wearing leggings was actually not the thing. Like I'm come from a bottom heavy type of women group, and they all hippie, and we got booties. So there wasn't no wearing no leggings. What you wearing the legging for? You want niggas to look at you? You want people to see how the print of your coochie? Like that's what my brother used to say. Like so. With that being said, leggings was not a big thing for me, but I had my, like as I'm older, I'm a grown up now. So now I'm just like, okay, I can't, that don't, t-shirts and leggings is not me being dressed. And when I said that, I think I hurt her feelings because she came back and said something about my lashes. She was like, yeah, I never seen nobody with lashes that lay down on the table that get their lashes done. Lashes is pretty. Mind you, I did my own lashes. I did my own wigs at the time. Cause I just was like, who paying somebody to do that stuff? And when I know I could do it myself and it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be good. And I remember, she just was upset with me. And then there was another time where we was all out, and it was her friend that we was out with, and they was talking about something, and she was like, oh yeah, you should ask Tracy because she do her own hair. But I didn't feel like she was being smart about it. And then she wanted, like, I was building a business at the time, and she never ever wanted any parts of my business unless I could do something for her for free. So that kind of ended our relationship when I started healing, because I think she felt like I was coming at her or trying to be like her, whatever, but I wasn't. I didn't care about her. All I cared about was myself. And I don't think people really understand, like, when you are healing, you start to become obsessed with healing. You become obsessed with eating better and stuff like that. Like your gut health, like you start learning about gut health, all of that stuff. Like you're just now like, okay, I have to do all of these things. And once you start feeling better, you start feeling better. It's no going back. It's like a drug. Thank you so much for staying. If you stayed to the end, make sure you put a couple pink hearts in the comments for me. If you have any questions, concerns, or anything that you agreed with or didn't agree with what I said, make sure that y'all put in that in the comments. We're gonna go ahead and close this one out. Yeah, I had a good time doing this, so we definitely gonna do it again. Bye. Okay.